Backlog.
TV was good this week. Caught up on Atlanta. Got to the season finale. Donald Glover is a god. That's all I'm gonna say. The man's a fucking genius. Like, people like to talk about like how Jordan Peele was like the next revelation in horror. Bruh. Donald Glover is the next revelation in just offsetting weird shit. Like, if him and like Peele teamed up to do a movie, it would be amazing. If he tried to do a movie on his own, it would be amazing. Honestly, I feel like they should have given the new Twilight Zone to him because it would have been amazing. Like, it's basically how he did the entire season of Atlanta, which was 9 episodes. Is like every other episode was like a weird anthology, like what if timeline episode. And they were just amazing. They're so fucking weird, but they were
I
just
hated the
amazing.
new Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I did too. It was terrible, and like
It
it was like
was.
I wanted to
It
like
didn't
it.
capture like the charm of the old one. I don't know what the hell they were
It just
doing.
wasn't good.
Boy,
It
Even if some
wasn't. The stories were boring. The acting was worse. Question mark? How? I don't understand.
I say this as someone who only like I enjoyed the old Twilight Zone, but like
Me
was
too.
ready for a
Yeah.
refresh. It just the new one just wasn't well written. Like it was like even if it didn't have the new charm of the old one, it had no charm of its own. Like it had nothing
Yeah.
there that I'm like I want to watch more episodes. I watched 2 episodes and I'm like, ooh, this doesn't feel good.
I don't know if you guys
Uh,
would have liked the Twilight
I
Zone
watched.
from the 70s and 80s, man. Those
I
were
liked it. Yeah, I liked it.
those were
What? I
fucking
liked
rough,
those.
dude. The
Yeah,
70s and 80s
I
ones?
yeah. Dude,
I
that's
Oh
thought
my
those
that's
were
where
god.
all of
fun.
our modern TV tropes come from, bro. Like that was the start of those tropes. You have to respect it.
I mean, I like the ones from the 60s. And
Yeah.
those ones are cool. But then, there's a lot of like really hacky
The
like
later one.
episodes that are like so there was like that, there was like the Outer Limits, there was like a third version of it. I can't remember the name of
Yeah.
it. Or the
Dude,
third
Outer
one.
Limits was dark as fuck because like
It was.
Outer Limits like set out from the beginning to hurt you, and that we're just gonna decide that every episode ends in the end of the world for humanity. You just got to deal with it.
Typically,
It's
yeah.
just like,
It was Black Mirror before Black Mirror.
but like Black Mirror is just like unsettling dark. This was like, okay, civilization is over. You just deal with it. And it was
Typically,
like,
like
oh, okay.
Like the end of Dinosaurs dark.
Yeah. It was there. Like I remember there was like one episode where like a dude cheated on his wife and like with an alien, and that bred a species that like destroyed humanity. And it's like, well, I mean,
of
shit.
course they didn't show it because they didn't have the budget too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just see like a
Cowards.
bunch of like bugs just swarming out the window, like filling up the sky, and it's like, oh well, fuck.
I
Guess we
will.
lost that one, boys.
Whoopsie.
Time to reset the timeline.
I will say
But
that
yeah,
that intro of the Outer Limits used to scare the shit out of me as a kid.
yeah,
Like I used to
yeah,
like always when it always used to make me want to pee. I don't
yeah.
know what it was.
Yeah, I did not like the Outer Limits as a child. It was just it was just needlessly dark. Like it could have been like give me the like mildly hopeful endings, but no, they went for the bad end every time. It was literally like anime bad. It was like visual novel bad end speedrun.
I remember like that like seeing episodes though with like people who were getting their start and like like I remember seeing an episode with like Nathan Fillion
Yeah,
in
yeah.
it.
There's
Like I
cool
can't
actors
remember,
in there.
but they had like a bunch of different like famous people, and of course I think it was one of those shows where it like started off and they had like famous people, and then like as the show went on,
Yeah.
they got less and less famous. Um,
Yeah, I bet it was filmed in like Vancouver, where like all of those old sci-fi shows are filmed.
I think Nathan Fillion is Canadian, so yeah, that tracks.
Well, I mean, that's why like when you watch a lot of like old and even like more recent sci-fis, you see a lot of the same actors repeat. Is that like 90% of the sci-fi you know about was filmed in Vancouver? Like Stargate was filmed in Vancouver.
Supernatural
Uh,
is
yeah, a bunch of
in
other shows
Canada.
filmed in Vancouver. So that's why you tend to see a lot of those like same actors over and over again.
Wasn't Twin
Continuum.
Peaks also in Vancouver?
I mean I don't
I,
think that any of those actors are Canadian.
yeah, I mean Vancouver is like the mecca of like modern sci-fi, which is it's cool, but like at the same time, it's like you see a lot of the same people over and over again. But yeah, Outer Limits was dark. It was a little bit too dark and edgy for me, but it was still cool. But long story short, Donald Glover, awesome director, writer. The director he works with, because I know like Donald Glover's like the showrunner and creator. I don't know if he individually writes every episode. I know he doesn't direct every episode. I think like the name's escaping me. It's like Hiro Murai. It's dude with a Japanese name. Directs every episode. Amazing director. Every episode feels great. Um, and they team together, just make an awesome show. But if you haven't already watched Atlanta, watch Atlanta because it's just the one show that like it starts off with a simple premise and just gets fucking weirder as it goes along, and it's great. And even episodes you would think would be normal just have weird vibes to them that are awesome.
Hmm.
But yeah, cool
Huh.
show.
Okay.